Hello, friends. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome, Pizza Art and Multi NFT. It's so good to see you. And yeah, I'm gonna pass it off to our actual host here, Massa Waynes,
That's
with your.
funny. I wanted to hear like Jared
You
because
want?
you you've been shoehorning this book for like since book club started. I think that was like the first thing that you said to me is like one wheel of time. So like I don't know, are you just like a lifelong wheel of time person
Well,
fan?
I I guess my grandpa I think is really into the Wheel of Time, and I think that he had gotten my mom into it, and then at some point when I was like in my like late teens, like high school, maybe college, I'd
Third generation wheel of timer.
I
Very
guess so. Like I
cute.
started, yeah. But like the thing is, I've never once spoken to it about with them because I feel like they're just both not the most pleasant people, and they'd be terrible to talk about it with. I think so. So I've never actually discussed the book with them, but I'd read up until like book 10. Like on in book form, I'd read it, but then I think at that time that was like as far as it had been released, maybe, or maybe it's I went to college and I got distracted. I don't remember why, but I just never finished the books. So then when I started working at the post office, I had like a lot of people would suggest like, oh, like books on tape are a great way to prevent yourself from going crazy. So I was like, oh shoot, like well, what should I listen to? And so I bought all of the Wheel of Time like on tape. And so I've just been like trying to get my money's worth because I'm like $400 on audiobooks.
LOL. And
So
now
I was
you're like
like,
bringing others into the fold. Robert
yeah, so it's
Jordan
like
is thanking you for keeping
yeah, his
his
estate is
family
well
going.
funded.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because I bought all the Rosamund Pike ones for the first one or three or four when I like started. Then she didn't hadn't finished more, so I bought the other authors. But still, now whenever Rosamund Pike releases another one, I buy it because because I'm a crazy person. So I'll now have like two copies of this book on tape by different people. But
And
I'm on
physical?
board. No, 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 I don't own any of the physical copies. I only own the
Mm-mm-mm.
audiobooks. The physical copies are, safely somewhere in my mom's house, I imagine, is where I got those.
Mm-mm. Yeah. I well, yeah, okay. So my brother I just said this to you, Jared, but like my brother is also obsessed with these books.
Hey, your
And
brother sounds very cool.
he's
He
like
also sounds like the kind of person that I'm the first person who ever said that about him. Like I suspect other people are like, "Oh man, this guy's so cool," but I
yeah,
think he sounds real cool to me.
he's very like he's tattooed like neck down and like
Oh
he's a
really?
huge fantasy nerd, so he's an eclectic mix of things, but
Oh,
he
so maybe other people do think he's cool because like the necktown tattoo look is a
well
vibe. It
no
doesn't
no no
go
no
with book nerds so much.
no exactly like I would say people are scared of him. When they first meet him. They're like or like nah, I guess not like older generations are scared of him.
They,
People like our
they
age are
when
like
they see him, they
whatever.
don't think I'm gonna get a sweet book recommendation from
Right,
this
right, right, right.
Hell's
Yeah.
Angel.
Or like this guy is a nerd. Yeah, 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 totally. But no, he was like when I told him that I was reading Wheel of Time, he was like, "Oh my god, like those books." I quote, I can't remember what I could go back through my text messages and say like the quote, but he's like, "I quote this all the time from those books. They're super challenging, but like if you like the first one, then like you'll like the rest." And I would say I like really enjoyed the first one. Toxic. I know you're on to number two. I think.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
and for me, it totally met my taste, I would say. So thanks for that, Jared.
I'm just thrilled that you guys liked it because they're like a weekend because I was re-listening to it. There's a couple set chapters like because sometimes like I don't know what for me when they're in the dream stuff in the beginning I'm kind of like oh like dreams that's lame like be in the real world doing stuff. So like
Yeah.
I was like God I was so anxious I'm like oh maybe they'll hate it maybe it's really boring and I've recommended a terrible
Why is
book.
it? Why is it so scary to like recommend books to people? Even like when when I chose the book, the first one, I was like, ah, God, like I hope people like this. Otherwise, I've signed them up for like how many hours of boredom, and then I
Well,
feel
I
bad.
think that's
But
what it is because like books are effort. Like if you recommend a show to somebody and they're like, they watch the first episode, like, yeah, I didn't like it.
No,
You
this is
wasted
so
an
true.
hour of their time. Whereas here, it's like, oh, because like on top of that, like if you recommend like at least your book was only like 300 pages or whatever, like it's like only 15 hours. Like I recommended like 1,000-page, 40-hour audiobook. Like if you're not having a good time, I literally assigned you a week worth of regular work to like
Yeah.
hate.
It's been the biggest book that I've read since college. So like it was when I saw the length of it, I was like, well, here we go. Like let's buckle up. Let's see. Like, can I still do this? And yeah, I don't know, but I would say the pacing was fantastic. Like even, but I'm like a nerd's nerd, so like this is like my shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm ready to be. I was messaging Jared like, oh, I can't wait to see the skill tree unlock. Like this guy's probably a barbarian build. Like I don't know. This type of shit is like my shit. So I was ready. I'm so curious. Mew, did you finish?
I did.
Rave reviews, mid reviews, boo reviews. How do you like? Did you like it?
I mean, yeah, definitely. It took me a while to actually like really get into it. At first, it just felt like a little bit of I don't know, like a lot of character building and long chapters but but like yeah, it took me a while to warm up to the story. Um, I got a lot of Lord of the Ring vibes from it.
Well, that's actually what I was gonna ask. Is like, is this all y'all's? Like, what other fantasy series have you read before this one? So
Well,
Mew, you've read
yeah.
Ring.
Well, the only thing, like reading wise, the only fantasy I have to compare it to, and it's not fair. Fuck the Stormlight Archives. I think that's what it's called. The Way of
I don't
Kings.
know this book.
The it's
Oh wait,
the
that's Sanderson, no?
yes, that's Sanderson.
Ah, okay, okay.
So I started reading that recently because my coworker put me onto it, and I love it. Like the style of writing that Sanderson like brings to his books, the way he describes characters, as well as even like the structure of the book with chapters. He has like it's like a lot of chapters, but very short. So they kind of like leave you at a cliffhanger. They bring you to a character, and then they'll like do a scene and then leave you at a cliffhanger and move to the next chapter, which it will be the different character, and kind of rotates you back in later. Um, but like that's just like my comparison of like before. So reading this one was kind of like different to me, and I had to kind of definitely like warm up to it. But yeah, I like the story. Like towards the end, I definitely started getting a grasp to everything. I think I also did need a little bit of help with YouTube.
Yeah, same actually. Toxic.
Wait,
Did
what?
you also Google?
No, I always Google, even if I'm watching a series and want to know how it's going to end. But this time I didn't Google, and I think we were talking earlier. Sorry, I need to warm up in English. Um, so earlier we talked about of what this book reminds us, and I think it's kind of a mix up of Aragon, and I also thought about Lord of the Rings. So
Hey, Toxic.
Mm.
Like I feel like there was like a whole like Sam and Frodo scene with Rand and Matt.
Mm.
Yes, totally.
So I'm
Also,
thinking. Sorry,
no, you go.
I just wanted to say I'm thinking who got inspired by who, because I have read many books in this art style, I would say, and it's crazy. Like it's I don't know. I think many things that I see in this book are coming from others, like this whole thing with the force. I hope this is the right way to say it in English.
Yeah, the one power.
Yeah. The one, oh, okay, it's called the one power. So I was thinking the whole time about other books that I've read with this power thing, and a little bit I was thinking about Star Wars, you know, like a little bit Star Wars-esque, I would say,
Yeah.
but
This
not in a bad way.
the one power is actually the part that I had to like research because when I was reading the book, it like kept getting mentioned, and by the end of the book, I was like, I actually don't understand this magic system, so I had to like go and I actually watched a YouTube video too, Mew, and I like went down a rabbit hole without spoilies because I was like, I don't want to know anything. Like I actually am trying to be good, even though I have favorite characters and I'm like scared for them. So I also would like to hear who everybody likes. But
What are our
yeah,
favorite characters?
my favorite character is Matt. I love him. He's so stupid, but also I love him. Also, Nynaeve. I feel like
Wait. Your favorite characters are Matt and Nynaeve, because that is like being like they're like the polar opposites. I just think that's so
oh, I
interesting.
know. Yes, I
You're
like
like, I
them for
love
very
the
different reasons.
rapscallion and the nanny.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Matt. I'm like so now I'm like I'm gonna give you guys all of the nerd background to me, but like I am a very seasoned D&D player, and my favorite builds, like when I'm gonna play D&D, are the rogue archetype, and I like to like uh, multi-class into some sort of magic capabilities, and so like if I could combine Matt's build with Nynaeve's build, I was like taking notes for like future campaigns that I'm gonna do, just the different aspects of their characters. So, but Matt, I'm like, oh, you have a heart of gold. You're just so stupid. Like, I'm excited to see him like mature and not be so he's so chaotic. like he honestly, okay, if we're talking like Lord of the Rings, he honestly reminds me of Pippin and Mary, and how they're just like always getting into shit. And I love him. And then Nynaeve, I'm like, you are such a baddie. I yeah, just to like be that powerful without knowing anything about the power that you have. So I'm also curious to see like what the fuck happens to her later, because I don't know, some of the stuff that like can happen to you. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, Jared, because I feel like I still need to Google stuff. But like, can't Nynaeve end up dying like if she doesn't end up harnessing her power correctly, right?
No, she's made it through that portion of the. There's like a conversation when her and Moraine have early on, which is like, no, you've survived the like part where you'll get sick and die, and she's like, oh yeah, I do remember that like 1 week where I got like real sick for
Yeah.
like 2 days. So no,
Yeah.
her health
No,
is fine.
No,
Was it-
because
yeah?
everyone gets sick when they first time use the force. But if you continue to use it, this is how I understood it. Everyone gets
Yeah,
sick the
this is
first
me
time,
too, Toxic.
and you can still die after this. Like the male.
Well,
How are the powers called? There is the die is a
it's
female.
Yeah.
if it's Sadine and Sidar. So
And
like
which is
Sidine is
the
for the
male?
women. The AR one is for men. Sidar is for men.
So the say die, say shit. Okay, the male force, the male one power, they get killed faster, like they can't handle it anymore, and
Oh
the
yeah.
females, they can overcome it, like oh shit, there are so many hard words in English. How is Nyanve's profession called?
Nynaeve?
Oh no, I think in Moraine, the Aes Sedai. Are you talking about the wizards
No,
or the?
no. I'm calling about this healing
The wisdom?
lady.
Oh, the wisdom, the wisdom.
Yeah. The wisdom.
Is this wisdom like the village healer?
Yeah.
She's the
Yeah.
village
Never
wisdom.
calling
That's
it
their
a wisdom.
colloquial, like their local term is does the wisdom. There's
Oh,
actually a thing
great.
they have throughout the series. Like whenever they go to other towns, they're like, "What do you got? We got to find what they call the wisdom here." And they're like, "Oh, do you mean the blank?" Which I'm sure is translated differently in German as well.
Sheesh. Okay, so I think Nyanda is kind of safe because she found a natural way for her to use the one power. But I think others that doesn't have this kind of ventil to use, they can get killed by it. And I think
Okay,
Nyanda could still get killed because sheesh, in the second book, sorry. So we are in the first.
No spoilies,
okay,
bad. Toxic.
okay. So there are some clarifications I want to make, though. Still, right out though. So the first thing that I think that might have been, I think it's fleshed out more in the future books, but it is hinted at in the first one. The male half of the one power was tainted
Yeah, they're
by
bad. Boo,
yeah, well,
boys,
it's like
boo.
literally like the touch of the dark one. Their Satan, like he has infected it because like when they tried to anyway. I don't get into too many details, but the point is like for men actually using the one power like actively drives you insane and will like
Mm.
you will hurt you and result
And
make you
that's
go
what happened in
crazy.
the first, like the first guy that we saw the vignette of, like the old leader in like the
Yeah.
beginning of the book. That's what happened, right?
Yeah. That I don't think it's a too huge a spoiler because like I think technically all the more that is the original dragon. That is loose.
That's what
Aaron.
I thought.
So
What?
yeah,
Can you
that's the
can you tell me again?
in the in the pro see Toxic read a reprint version of the book that has an opening chapter from Egwene's point of view, but I assume you still have the scene with the man to the two men are like talking and like one of them is like just seemingly not seeing all the dead bodies around him, and then all of a sudden like he's made aware of what he's done and he's like
Yeah.
Elena, and then he like
Yeah.
goes crazy. That's the dragon. That's the dragon
Mm-hmm.
reborn. Like that's like that is the original incarnation of the
Mm-hmm.
dragon in
Mm-hmm.
that scene. So and he's going crazy because like the taint has been that's what they call it the taint, which is like kind of like hilarious since the taint
I
is
thought, yeah. I was like,
you
this
gotta
book
you gotta
was
cleanse the
written
taint.
before, yeah. This book
Yeah,
was written
before
before
him.
that became,
If
yeah.
we're gonna get into this part, then why dark friends? Why not dark followers? Those that were the dark ones or
I don't know.
whatever.
Oh yeah,
But like
such a
when
nice
You know what?
name for them.
when I
I
heard
hadn't stopped to question it really.
when I heard dark
But now you're
friends, I just think of the meme of like the cat or like it's like a cute tiger and it's like if it's not friend, then why friend shaped?
Why friendship? Yeah,
I,
100%.
I want to pet that bobcat.
I
Yeah,
just
that's
want
a
to
good
say
question.
I came in just to hear Jared say the word taint. And then, hi, kittens. I hope you all have your mittens. Master Wayne, did you go home already?
No.
No, I'm sitting in the airport. My Jared, he changed the universe for me by like
Yeah.
throwing it out there to the universe. Oh, Dana's flight should get canceled. So now
Yeah, so she
I
can
get,
still come.
but yeah.
I'm
So now
so
I get to
sad
go
I
to
didn't get to see
Brooklyn.
more of you. I know I got to see you, but love me
Well,
some
you're
you.
gonna move, right?
We'll see what happens next, but I hope so.
You're gonna
Um,
move, bro. Trust as someone who left because you live in Southern California, don't you? No. Where do you
no,
live?
I'm in Boulder, Colorado.
Oh, never mind. Then you can move. I thought you lived somewhere warm. I was like, trust me, you don't want to move somewhere cold. I did it, and it's
I mean,
terrible.
I'm an East Coast kid, and this East Coaster wants to go home. I'm not going to interrupt your book club anymore. Jared, please
We
send
love
me.
you, Meg.
I love me some you. Master Wayne, please send me your ETH address,
Oh yes, to get the
and
drops.
Jared as well.
Sure
Jared, it
thing.
took me a while to realize you were redacted, so send that wallet.
Oh, that's
And
fair.
even once I did, I don't say people's names who aren't listed just in case. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank
We
you.
love you.
And thanks for holding down the fort with the family. That looked like a hell of a party.
Yep. Thanks for popping in,
I
bro.
DJ'd after hours in front of Cheddar Case at almost 6:30 in the morning. Almost 6 in the morning. I
I, s-
went back. I waited my turn. I cleaned up the whole place.
I saw the
The angry
pictures.
DJ.
They looked really good.
And then finally, some angry like devs came up to me and they're like, "We need to focus. You need to stop." I was like, "Fine, I'm going to bed." Anyway, I'm gonna go try and get some more.
LOL. Um,
Yeah.
wait. I want to go back because I didn't get to hear like. I want to know everybody else's favorite character.
Have fun. I love you guys. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you. Have fun. Talk to you later. Who are your favorite characters, Sinful?
To tell you the
If you
truth,
say Rand, I'm gonna punch you.
well, like
Is he like-
the thing was that like I didn't really find myself attaching to any characters too much. Um, I mean, I liked the what was his name? Elias, the wolf guy.
Yes, the wolf guy. Oh
Elias?
my
Yeah,
god.
Like
I think Elias is. I say Elias, but I think your way is probably as right as mine.
yeah, but yeah, I thought he was pretty cool, but of course, like we didn't get too much of him. There was still like a lot of mystery behind it. I cried when Hopper passed away.
Yeah. This is.
Oh, I
actually. Okay.
Okay.
That makes me happy in a way that just to know that I'm not crazy. Because like I remember like when I was re-listening to it, I was like, I remember being like, wow, we didn't really know that character nearly as long as I thought as we did. I remember him, and I'm still so sad that he's passed. But mild spoiler. He comes back in a way, and it's fantastic in Perrin's journey. And you're not Hopper is not out of your lives yet.
Oh, thank
But
God,
then
because he got slaughtered.
I love you for saying that.
Yeah,
Poor
but because
Hopper. Like he, the words, the way it was like worded, and just like that, Hopper leapt into the sky one last time before being struck by fucking yeah, before him like just
Yes.
landing on like a bunch of spears or whatever the heck. Oh God.
Yeah.
For being
No, yeah,
bullied.
Hopper. No, it's the Hopper is absolutely a certified boss, and is I would say a good choice for one of your favorite character. But
What?
yeah, I don't know.
Mew wants that, but Mew wants it with cats.
Yes. Yes. And also I can't remember his freaking name, but the way to identify the name would be like they went to this inn and like they're like, "Oh, this dude was with us, but he's dead." And then the innkeeper's like, "Ha, you think he's dead? I'll
Are
believe
are
him when
are,
I
you-
see
are you? Is Tom your favorite character,
Tom.
or is
Oh,
the innkeeper your favorite
that was
character?
his name, Tom. Tom. No,
Yeah,
no.
Tom
I was
Tom
just
Merrill.
gonna.
Good
I was just gonna.
Bard.
I was gonna not saying that he was like my favorite. He didn't reach that status yet before they
Oh, okay.
like strip
He's a
him
great
away.
character. And
But like
great news, also not dead.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I wanted to kind of see more of it because they were just starting to open up like a little bit of who he was as they were like going through each town. And yeah, he was.
And I don't think saying he's not dead quite counts as a spoiler because Moraine is also pretty adamant that he's not dead. She's like, they just said if he was dead. You're still like, I don't know, I don't trust you because Rand doesn't trust you. But
yeah, the Rand and Matt are like, he's dead, and everyone else is like, he's done this before.
yeah,
I believe him
Yeah,
when
right,
I
it's
see
like,
the body.
yeah. Loyal, I would say, is one of my favorite characters. He's a good character.
Wait, who?
The Ogier, the giant, the thing that Rand thinks is a Trolloc when he first sees it.
It was it was pronounced Lyell in like what
Yes,
the
yes.
version I was listening to.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, him. He's a great character. A lot of my favorite characters haven't been introduced
We
in this
need
book
Jared's
yet.
translation.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the word
This-
was Ogier, right? Isn't
Yeah,
this
Ogier.
like
It's
the race, and
Mhm.
L'Oreal is like the name?
yeah.
But to be honest, this
Yeah.
is so hard to talk about it in English. This is like next level for me.
Yeah, it's probably weird because I bet you the words are also different in German. Also, it's probably very
No,
weird.
this is the fun part. I try to Google here everything, and I can't Google it. I don't know why, because most of the things are the same, and just some are different. Like I was thinking about Shadow Friend, and yes, it's Schattenfreund in German and stuff like this. It's very clear translated.
That sounds
but,
more scary than
it's like
Dark Friend. I like this
Mhm.
better.
Shadow friend is better, yeah. Why friend shape if it's no friend?
well, they're friends. Just they're friends.
Sid,
with
I love you
Satan.
for bringing that up because
I
I had
just-
this same thought. It was like one of my favorite memes.
the Schattenfreunde, like the Shadow Friends, reminds me a little bit of the Death Eater in Harry Potter, but
Oh yeah, I think J.K. definitely poached that from Robert
yeah,
Jordan.
right,
She had to
right.
have. Well, because I just re-looked it up.
Like,
Wheel of Time was
also,
first published in 1990.
but also the in Lord of the Rings, the Black Riders. That's also, I was getting like Black Rider vibes. What are they called?
Well, I do know that because again, like back when you're trying to sell books before Harry Potter, like if you really want to publish a book,
Nazgul. That's
you
what
Awesome.
they're
do
called.
you did have to model yourself a little bit after Lord of the Rings, but but what Robert Jordan does, eventually what the audiobooks will have like an interview with him at the end of it. I don't think it's until later on, but one of them has one where he's kind of explaining like his idea was basically like in Lord of the Rings, he's like the wizard just comes up, says like you're the hero, and they're just like okay, we're going with you, and he's like I was like I grew up in a small backwoods town. So some stranger shows up and says, "Hey, you're the chosen one. You're coming with me." They'd be like, "Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm gonna go home real quick and I'll grab my stuff." And they slip out and never come back. So he's like,
Consider me kidnapped.
so yeah. So he's just like, I just want to like see what a version of of these stories are like, where when you tell the hero you're the hero, they go, "I don't trust you. I don't believe you, and I don't like it."
You're a wizard,
Like
Harry.
that's
Maybe that's why I don't like Rand, because he's an archetype that like I haven't seen before, where he's supposed to be the hero, but I'm like, I don't know about you. You seem kind of, I don't know, like just get with the
yeah.
program,
Kind
guy.
of soft, bro.
Well, and I think
Yeah,
that
what the hell? He's supposed to be strong.
I just want to say
What?
I'm in the second book, and this was the biggest mistake ever. I should have waited to read the second book. And Rand, sheesh, he doesn't get more sympathetic in the second book. The same.
No, Rand only gets less likable, honestly, until as progressively. Because I mean, imagine though, like you're a fucking 18-year-old who's told like, hey man, I hate to
No,
break it
no,
to you, but
you're
like,
right.
you're
This
the
is definitely more
reincarnation.
realistic.
Yeah, like
He's
you're
so
the reincarnation
whiny.
of a man who went crazy and murdered everyone he ever loved, and had the worst PR campaign for the last like thousands of years. That's
Hey,
you. That's you. Congrats.
Toxic, did you say he's whiny?
Yeah, like what's his fucking problem?
I
He wanted
love
to go
you.
out in the world, and here he is, having amazing events, seeing things he would never seen, and then he's writing about his father. At least be happy that you got a father figure.
Yeah, you're a little
this
bitch.
is like I don't know.
Oh, that's not fair. The one thing he's not like he's not that whiny about the dad thing. He's just like
Please,
he's my dad. You're not taking him from me. That's a reasonable position.
Yeah, but it's a reasonable position. But dude, why do you have to tell it to me every second chapter? You know, like it's okay. I got it. He's still your father. I have accepted this fact. So Rand, please accept it yourself. You know,
it's not so easy to accept that. Like when someone tells you like your entire life is a lie. The man you thought you were was your father just picked you up on the side of a mountain and never told you. That'd be hard.
Just dipping for Rand.
Sorry, I just want to say
devil's advocate.
Oh, friends, I want to say Lance said in the half of the book that in the area where they are living, it's like if a man gets a child and it's not his own, but he gets this child, like he's adopting it, no one would ever say this is not the son of the man. Like this is cultural. He's adopted, and no one would ever say he's not the son. So I don't get it why he's so much crying about it. But maybe I'm a cold heart bitch. I don't know. So
well, no, I think
let me know.
I love you.
Well, I don't think you're a cold hearted bitch. I think it can be hard to appreciate though, because like I think part of the whole point is that like, and I think Robert Jordan does a good job of demonstrating this, but like the characters are all flawed. Like their worldviews are not perfect and omniscient. Like,
yeah,
they are
for sure.
They are poisoned with like misguided perceptions and biases and their own prejudices. Like they all just blanketly hate the Aes Sedai. They're like, well, obviously all Aes Sedai are evil witches, which as obviously we learn pretty quickly isn't the case.
That though, I was like, oh, I just read a book that like was giving the history of women and how they were treated during the witch hunts, and it was like crazy because how people treat Aes Sedai in this book. I was like, did he do like research on like the witch hunts in Europe during like the Inquisition and like when they were like basically like women are the reason for evil in the world. It was like it was so I thought like what's the word for when art imitates life or whatever. It was like, oh yeah, like this could totally be the case that like
Oh,
they just blanketly think that women are witches because it's just happened like so after era after era IRL in the real world.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did intentionally incorporate some of that, because like he definitely like researched lots of elements of like world religions and faiths and beliefs and kind of meshed them all together. Like I know there's quotes of him talking about that, so I wouldn't doubt it on some level. But I also just think it just works with his like original goal of just, small town people not trusting outsiders, like kind of going to have the same vibe of just blanket sexism versus outside witches, get out of here.
Yeah. Wait, Toxic, so we know that you don't like Rand.
Who
But
do you like?
who do you like?
Not liking. I like the book, and
I will happily say that I don't like Rand at this
sheesh.
point.
I think the big really problem is I should have waited with the second book, because now I really don't like Rand. But when I finished the first book, I was like, okay, yeah, dude has problems. It's not.
I'm so frustrated because I
easy.
want to defend first part of book 2 Rand so bad. I can defend this character.
I just want to say, like, he struggles much with being a male in this world, I think. And I think this is something that needs recognition. So I don't want to hate him for struggling finding his way or his place in the world. But he's so annoying while doing so.
Okay.
So
I think it's important to remember, though, at the end of book 1, he discovers he can channel the one power, which up to this point,
he didn't even tell this his longest friend. Like, why?
Yeah,
why?
well, because because it's a death sentence. He knows that like anyone who can channel the one power is a male is destined to go crazy. Whoa, where did that just come from?
I would tell you all, like, in the second it happens that I got the one power, just saying. So I think, like, they are so close friends. He needs to tell him this, because he brings them in much danger if he doesn't tell them. And he's like much thinking about the danger and everything. But I think just tell them so they can decide themselves. Maybe I'm.
Well, it's not an invalid position, but to be fair, again, he is an 18. So just to minor spoilers, honestly, not spoiling that much. It happens in like the first 2 chapters. But as we all know, at the end of the book 1, Rand discovers he can channel the one power. In the beginning of book 2, his solution to like not hurting his friends and driving them away is to just say hurtful, shitty things to them, so that they won't want to hang out with him.
And then 5 minutes later,
drive them away.
and then 5 minutes later, going on a nice ride with them. So
yeah, okay. And then over the course of the day, he gets some new information. Some events happen. He's like, "Oh crap! Matt needs me to help him track this thing down. I'm not gonna let him die."
Don't talk about the second part, Jared.
But anyway, the point is that I don't think we have to remember he is an 18-year-old man, which is already basically one of the dumbest things on the planet. Already, and then he's found out that he's got this curse that'll drive him crazy. On top of just that, he's also been told, like, hey, you are the prophesized, like, they don't even get.
Stop adding emotional depth to a character I don't like, Jared. I know I feel bad for him. I don't like him.
They just tell him he's the Dragon Reborn. But all he knows about the Dragon Reborn is that man went crazy, murdered everyone he loved, and then exploded, and a mountain was formed in where he stood.
Blah
through power.
blah 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 blah. So yes.
They don't tell him any of the good things or the prophecies where it's like, no, like you're gonna fight the Dark One and be the tip of the spear saving humanity. That's not what they tell him. They don't go like, hey, like, don't worry, like there's lots of prophecies that suggest like this isn't all bad for you. Like you're gonna do good things. You're not just gonna go crazy and murder, Egwene, which at that point is, the love of his life.
I'm just saying.
That'd be very stressful.
I would love to be a mountain. Just gonna say that.
What?
What? Well, a mountain as like a giant. Well, the first thing you have to do is taken so much of the one power it'll kill you, which is true. That is true when we're talking about the one power killing people. Technically, at any point, the one power can still kill people, but like only it's like guns, though. You know, like if you shoot yourself, that's gonna kill you probably. But
LOL.
like, so like that's like
Mew
the one.
knows a lot about guns because he's a Florida man.
Yeah, it's true enough. Can't make, he's probably got a mountain of empty shells behind his house.
I'm holding my gun right now.
Oh.
Is the gun's
Wait,
name
Toxic, but you
Maki?
didn't. No. Or is
No,
that wait? Is Maki the weasel?
Is Maki the gun?
Maki the
Yeah.
weasel. Yeah, she's running around somewhere. I think she's in the back of the fridge right now.
Toxic, you
Yeet.
still didn't tell us your favorite character though.
I really like Nyanve, even if I can't pronounce the name right, I think. And I really
Naive?
like Nievna? Nefna?
Yes.
That's
Really
the
like her.
wisdom, right?
What? What's the
We're
wisdom?
talking about the wisdom. Yeah, the wisdom. That's what you're saying you like.
The healer
The
or the ice guy?
no, the village healer, Nyanve.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Toxic, we
Ah,
are
sorry.
aligned.
Sorry, the words are even hard
Whose
in
music
German.
is that playing in my ears?
I think it's Master Wayne's AirPod.
Oh, interesting.
Like,
I mean,
maybe.
if you hear like little like background music, it could be like the stream in world.
No, I heard like I don't know. I heard like crazy loud reggae beats. Is what I heard. I'm just gonna mute
Okay.
these
Oh,
controllers.
it might be some emotes have a sound effect, and somebody might have done the meta tiger chair.
I
Oh,
guess
That's what
okay.
happens to me sometimes.
Got it.
you can turn it
mute
off.
Decentraland. No, you're good. I muted Decentraland. We're fine. I'll be good. I'll be good now.
You can turn off the SFX sounds from emotes, Joe.
Probably good. That's probably a good idea.
Like, and one of my first characters was also Tom, because I really liked the character development because I didn't trust him in the beginning, and then he got from not trustworthy to MVP in like a few pages. This was awesome.
That's so true.
And what I really like about the book overall, because I think it's kind of hard to get some points that I like, but so the overall feeling, like the book was not rushing, like the first book that we have read. I already forgot how it was called with the time travel.
Yes. I so agree.
Yeah, it was so rushed, and this book, it has nothing to rush. There are 12 other books or 13 other books, so everything is so. It's chill and calm, and I kinda love this, and kinda this influences my life. I have the feeling, like I feel that I'm getting a little bit chill while reading it, and it's something that I really love.
It's so nice to like have a book that you could just take your time with. I feel like I haven't read a book like that in a long time. I totally agree.
And it feels like you're getting on a journey with them. Maybe because
also,
they're so long.
Yeah, Toxic. The gif that you use sometimes of Bilbo going on the journey. That's how I felt. It was like, oh, we're getting started. Also,
Yeah,
I thought it was funny that they start by like a wizard, just like going back to how we all feel like Lord of the Rings is an influence for this book. When the book starts out with like a wizard coming to town, immediately I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad. Like Lord of the Rings taught me that if a wizard comes to town, everything's about to go to shit. So like I
Yes.
just knew from the get go. I was like, this is the start of something.
And this book reminds me, I think this is normal, of Game of Thrones. I don't know. Do you have read Game of Thrones, friends?
I'm waiting for him to finish the series.
I
before
have
start the
not.
book.
It's worth a read, better than the series, but it's kind of the same feeling in many things, like this this feeling of a great story to unfold while you read it, and I really appreciate this in the book. So, sheesh, my English skills.
No, this is great. I'm happy that you also thought that the Village Wisdom was like a compelling character because yeah, that she. Well, I'm gonna be honest. At first, I was like, this girl's so annoying. Like, she's such a
Mhm.
mom. Where people are just trying to like do their thing, but then you learn that she's just like she's really trying to protect her people.
And it's hard being a woman that is always right. That's just a hard life.
That's so true.
Huh.
I love
Like-
this
Tell us
take.
more about your experience as that toxic waifu. Do you struggle
Yeah.
often finding yourself being right in a world of men who don't accept it?
You need to learn to let people make their own mistakes, and I think Yanvel needs to learn this too. So we will see.
Yeah, Joe. She has a great character arc. She's definitely a top tier character. I don't know. Yeah, honestly, all of the Edmonds Fielders, I think, have great arcs. Like Rand's arc is honestly the worst of the arcs, but even his was like you're like, yeah, you know. And as the books progress, you get like less and less Rand POVs,
He's such a
and like it
bro.
kind of the
Hmm?
yeah, like
He's such a what?
He's such a bro.
He is a bro.
But-
He's really a bro.
but yeah, I mean,
But
listen, I wouldn't want that
can we shortly
responsibility.
talk about one thing? That I think the author. I'm so bad with names, so this book is like really hard for me.
Yeah, Robert
Yeah.
Jordan.
Robert Jordan, yes, he is really bad in describing love situations. I think I have the feeling.
Oh, you're so
like,
right. Yeah, no, 100%. The
Yeah.
romance stuff. And you're just like, wait a minute, where the fuck did that come from, bro? Like,
Yeah,
that's out
like-
of left field.
Yeah, because I kind of felt it, you know. But then I think he could have taken more time to let the relationship develop between Lan and Nyanve. But
Yeah.
yeah, and
No,
then
you're
it was
not
just
wrong.
like, yeah,
You're 100%.
then it was
correct.
just
That's
like,
one of the only things you'll see other people criticize him for when like fans are like reviewing what he's good and bad at. They're like his relationships are crazy and make almost no sense, and they're just like,
Because-
bam, here
because
you
I
go.
think- because I think the relationship between Moraine and Lan is so strong.
So this is
And-
actually I don't know if anyone else found this, but I found myself shipping the wrong couples.
Who'd you ship?
What Toxic is saying, Lan and Moraine. Like I was like, oh, their
No.
bond is like really strong.
Well,
But-
I mean,
but
they're
that-
literally magically bonded, but they are otherwise. It's a platonic work relationship. They've got similar
Yeah, but-
goals.
But you know, this is like, I think this is like from the perspective of a woman. Like there is this man that has a very strong relationship to another woman, and maybe it's not like love relationship, but there's a very strong relationship. And then because his whole focus is Moraine and serving her with his life. And then comes Nyanve, and this could be such a nice story to unfold, you know? But instead, it's just like, okay, so yeah, Lan is is in love with Nyanve, and here you got it's who's Moraine? So what the fuck? I think this was like kind of not the best way to.
I love your
Introduce
your
this.
snarky synopsis.
Well, I do think when you guys eventually, if you ever get around to going back and reading the prequel book, which the prequel book is like what Moraine and like how she meets Lan is like a big part of it, and I feel like it gives their like a little bit more context to their like how they first met and their dynamic. Because like I think like I hear what you're saying. I do agree with you. Like my first time reading through, you're just like, wait, who is this character? And then wait, why is it when they get to the Borderlands, they're more they care about what feels just like a side character bodyguard? Like, so but yeah, I don't know. Lan is also an excellent choice for anyone's favorite character in my opinion. Like I think he's definitely one of the very interesting.
Yeah, he was
characters.
my like third favorite.
Even though, because like they're very vague about his age. Like I'm never quite sure like if how age inappropriate his and Nynaeve's relationship is. Because Nynaeve is the oldest of the Edmund Fielders, but she's still like 24 at the oldest. And then on top of that, because I said I age like slower than everyone else because of like the magic in the system, it gets explained more. So like she also while she might be like 24, she looks 19 years old, and I always felt like Lan was like a 50-year-old man. Like they describe like
This
a
is
freaking brain in his
also
hair.
that's also I was like, wait, how old are these people? Because like Yeah, I don't know. I found myself constantly being like, I have no idea how old any of these people are. Also, that's probably why I have so much annoyance for Rand, because I expect him to not act like a teenage boy, and
Yeah,
he does act like
he's
a teenage
18.
boy.
Yeah, he's an 18-year-old boy.
Yeah, but
Egwene is
come
like
on.
16. Because like Matt Perrin
Mm,
and Rand all 18, Egwene's 16, and then Nynaeve is like 20,
Oh,
20 to 24.
also, I found myself shipping Perrin and Egwene, like their whole journey together. I was like, oh, this is great. Like, this is gonna be the development of like something new, and then that just didn't happen.
No, they're like brothers and sisters. You know, they've known each other since they were toddlers.
But I
And
feel the
besides,
same as
this is.
Toxic, where like it's like it could have been a really
I do
cool
agree.
like
Could have been love.
yeah.
like a love triangle, like in Twilight, you
Yes,
know.
yes, yes, yes. This is what I
I
was
think
thinking.
he's already a wolf, so make that happen, please. You know, like
Oh my god, you're so
Twilight
right.
reference.
No.
Yeah.
I believe it's book 3. You meet Perrin
Ah,
meets a
shit.
character. I think.
Yeah, to be honest, I
I'm
feel
pissed
like
because now I have to go bored. This
I
is
think
crap.
You
But
have to
I'm
go
glad I
board
got to talk.
now.
I love you guys. Yeah,
Well,
they're like lining
quickly
up
download
people.
book 2 so you can listen to book 2 on the plane.
This is so true. Bye guys.
Bye.
sheesh. I hope Master
Okay.
Rains gets an airplane.
Yeah, she's sitting right there at the gate. She'll be okay. That'll be. I mean, I'll feel pretty bad if she misses her flight, but you know, if she can jump back in to keep talking, that'd be cool too. But yeah, what were we talking? We're talking about, oh yeah, the relationship. No, I totally agree with you, Toxic, that the relationships definitely, like, I do think, like, if you go back and like reread and re-listen to them, like in the future, you'll kind of like, oh, okay, like I kind of see the breadcrumbs of how this was being led to. Because like, and another justification I've often seen for why these things are like poorly fleshed out is that like, since most of the chapters are from like Rand's perspective or like, you know, Perrin's, and like for other people besides the people in the ship, it's like, you know, easier, like it's because like Rand has no emotional intelligence. He sees the wisdom as an emotionless, parental figure almost, even though she's only a few years older than him. And Lan is an emotionless stone warder, so like he's not like he can't fathom them having those deep, complicated relation like emotions and feelings. So that's why you don't see it so much, is because like most of what we're being shown is through the perspective of an emotionally, unintelligent 18-year-old. So that's kind of one of the defenses given for why that relationship is so like poorly presented. But in future books, when like Perrin has a character that becomes a love interest, there's the same glaring flaws where you're like, well, it really felt like they kind of hated each other and had a real toxic thing going on until like all of a sudden here in this moment. It still kind of works though, because I think it still works. But I not get too
For me, this whole book would be totally good without a love interest. Like this whole friendship thing, I think this is something that is really beautiful, and I would love to read this more in books to focus on this deep, deep friendships. But yeah, I think you're right. They are 18 years old, 20 years old. This is kind of a hot topic, I think. So, of course, there will be love interest, and I think there will be much more in the next books. I would expect that from the dynamics that we see now. But yeah, I just felt that Nyanza and Lan was kind of a little bit rushed. So
yeah, I do agree.
it has
That said,
been
though, like
more.
between like now and the end of the series, though, like their relationship is like so clutch. Like I don't think, like, they very rarely have too much more. Like it's not, but like there's just moments in it where you're just like, that, like, such a good scene, and I can't, like, I would have to spend an hour trying to explain backstory that would come out over the next 10 books to be like, and this scene that happens here is so fucking good, but it's so good. Like there's such a great scene. Nynaeve has one of the best scenes where like she goes out like to try to like help. It's just so good. It's so good. I can't explain it. It's pure spoilers, but like their relationship is very satisfying by the end of the series. That's all I can say. Oh, we need Melissa to come back because she was so good at asking questions.
Yeah.
We should have taken her list before she went.
She wrote a list, right?
Yeah, so,
You can
yeah,
check.
but then going back to the book channel, I was like, let's see if there's anything in her bullet points we didn't get to yet. She
Let's
covered the
take a
losing
look.
herself. She Googled the power system.
Mm,
Power system. I think
Go
this is
ahead.
kind of nice. Sorry. I think the power system is kind of nice because, like in real life, we have male energy, we have female energy, and everything in between. And I think this was kind of interesting to read. It's because we're right now at the first book. I'm thinking that in the future, sheesh, I wish we could do this in German. Okay, so I think in the future, will we see that the Aes Sedai, like the woman, have robbed the men of the powers to become the more powerful? This is what I'm thinking right now, because it kind of makes no sense for me that the males are getting crazy. Okay, I get the background story, but the females, they just die. They don't get crazy. This is just something. Maybe this isn't even true. Like I would.
Okay. I'm trying to think about how far.
Sorry,
So,
it's so hard to
so
describe.
mini spoiler, but I don't think it's not. I don't think it was any way to ruin your ability to enjoy it. So what happened in the original, like the original dragon, the one we see in that, like, this vignette at the beginning, he had tried to to lock the Dark One, reseal the Dark One's prison after an accident that exposed them touching on the world. So what happened is that he was like, I've got this idea. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna channel the one power. We're gonna fix this situation. The women at that time said, "We're not. That's crazy. You're like, we just don't think that's a good idea. We're not gonna participate." So what happened was he could only get men to go with him to join him on this quest to like reseal the Dark One's prison. So the men were channeling all of their energy into the Dark One's prison to reseal it. So that's why their half of this one power gets tainted, while the women's half remained untainted, was because they didn't participate in Operation Shoot a Giant Laser at Satan. So now it's debated as whether or not it would have failed regardless, or if it didn't work because they were being selfish. But the reason that the men have theirs tainted and the women don't is because the men were the only one who tried to like reseal the Dark One's prison. So I don't know. I don't think that's a huge spoiler. I think it eventually, it would, it is. I guess it's anyway. I don't know. It's such an awkward. It's so hard to talk about the book one of a series of a 14-part series, and my ADHD is just like, blurt out the spoiler, tell him everything.
But how do we feel about the Dark One? Is it like in the first book? Is it a good enemy? Are we afraid of him? Like, or is he just? I don't know. I really don't like, as you said in the beginning, Jared, the dream sequences. This is something that I don't like. Like, why is it not happening in the real life? So
yeah.
I really had trouble to think of the how is it called in English? So
Shaitan.
Shaitan, yeah. The one
Yeah.
who name doesn't be named, something like this, right?
Yeah, the unnameable. There's a little Lord Voldemort vibes for sure.
Yeah, like and Lord Voldemort is such a bad enemy too, because I have seen so many memes about him. I'm not afraid of Lord Voldemort anymore. And Shaitan, I don't know. I wasn't really afraid. It doesn't felt for me that he was like a really eine Bedrohung. Shit, I need to Google that word. Sorry, friends. Oh man.
No worries. I agree with you on some level though, because like
Afraid.
He's a very vague concept.
Yeah, I was much more afraid of the Shadow Friends and like the things that were like around the corner. And I think the whole first half of the book where they were like running around and getting sheesh. Hunting, where this whole hunting thing, this was totally scary for me. Like they couldn't even sit down for a minute, and they needed to rush. And then when they got to the places they think they were safe, they weren't safe. This was really. I felt like I got anxious while reading it, and then this short sequence of Matt and Rand having a little bit of peace while they were singing in the taverns to get food and sleeping. I think this was so wholesome, and the whole time you ask yourself, "Oh my God, why do they find them? They are so good in hiding. Why do they get fined?" And then it's because of this knife this Matt has stolen. You know, I think this was for me so mind blowing. Like, oh sheesh, this damn knife ruined everything. You know, so
Yeah, Shatter Logoth, don't fuck around with the taint at Shatter Logoth. That is a feels
I
like a
think
whole
Moraine.
D&D campaign.
I think Lan and Moraine had totally could have helped with that if they got into the city